Hi everyone. This week we were tasked with utilizing the ProQuest Historical Newspapers Database to locate sources and newspaper articles that would make a compelling story. I decided that the compelling story that I was going to go with was going to be something related to historical papers, and I was able to find 3 newspaper articles that caught my eye. The first of these was written by Suzanne Goldenberg, and it was titled "Battle Begins for U.S. Bill of Rights, State Fights for Copy, Stolen by Soldier in 1865. And this newspaper article details how one of the original copies of the Bill of Rights that was sent to the states for ratification was stolen during the American Civil War. And it was stolen by a Union soldier, and it was later found, this article was written in 2003, it was found when subsequent owners were attempting to resell the document. The second article that I found was titled "Theft of Letters from U.S. Archives Disclosed. Grant manuscript among three stolen. FBI hunts couple who sold them to dealer archives, robbed of 3 manuscripts. Payment is stopped." And this one was written by Sanka Knox, and that title was a mouthful, but it goes into detail how the National Archives was robbed and there were letters stolen. 3 of these letters that they recovered were: one discussed Confederate positions during the Civil War, one was written by Ulysses S. Grant, and the other was written by General Andrew Jackson. And those letters by Grant and Jackson had varying topics. The one by Jackson was him complaining about not being paid. The third article that I found was titled "Valuable Papers Recovered, the Documents Stolen from Library of Congress." And in this newspaper article, they detail how there was a number of documents stolen from the Library of Congress. 2 of these letters were written by General Washington. One of those was related to the Braddock campaign that General Washington was a part of, and the other one was a letter that he wrote to the state governors at the conclusion of the American Revolution. There were other letters that was in this series that were stolen. Some of those were written by John Adams, Thomas Paine, and many others. The topic this week kind of became centered around the theft of historical papers, and this was very intriguing to me because one of these, the first one, the original copy of the Bill of Rights, was one of those original 13 copies that were sent to the original states to be ratified when the United States Constitution was first written. And it was stolen or looted after the North Carolina State Building had been destroyed by Union soldiers, and one of the Union soldiers had picked that up. The other 2 were stolen from secure locations, one being the National Archives and the other being the Library of Congress. Those were 2 places that I, before reading these, would not have thought that people would have been stealing them from. It makes me think of the Nicolas Cage movie where he's trying to steal the Declaration of Independence, and that's kind of the visual that I had going through my head as I was reading these. This database proved to be a wonderful source to use. While I was looking for topics on for this assignment, I also was finding topics related to some of my other searches that I've been doing, looking kind of towards my doctoral thesis, and this is going to be one of those databases that I come back to over and over again to be able to utilize for research in the future.